was like, all right, we will see you later. We will let you know if you made it. We have your name on the list. I remember leaving. I was like, I don't think I made it because they asked me
But
that.
who's judging? Are these your fellow students? Are these teachers?
No, these were grown people.
These are people that were musically inclined or whatever?
Not really. I don't want to say they were musically inclined. I feel like they were just teachers or some staff, kind of, you know, like principals or whatever, assistant principals.
Right.
And then somebody was like, you made it. You got on the list. I'm like, what? I made the talent show?
Yeah.
Because I couldn't, and it's not because I didn't believe in myself, it's because I know how the school is.
Right.
Because they don't, when it comes, it's more like you don't really find many. First of all, I'm the only MC, I'm the only person at this school that raps.
Right.
Nobody else
So you
raps.
weren't expecting that.
Mm-hmm. And because when it comes to rap music, like we would have times when we go outside for lunch and play music, like the principal lets play music, and I'll play any kind of music. Like my thing, I would play rap music. Everybody else would play something else. But I would come with rap music, and I would come with like a gospel song, like more gospel. Yeah, I would come with like a gospel rap song, and they would say, "Oh, he said the F-bomb." I was like, and then they took my phone off the thing, like, and it was like they don't even cuss. They even cussing it. So it was more like they were
listening for it type.
Yeah, they were listening to I played like a gospel rhyme, and the people were rhyming on there, and they was like, this person said the F word.
And he did. Like,
and they did not say the F word.
Yeah, they was just thinking that's what they heard.
So I was like, why'd they take my phone off? They gave me my phone back, and it was like, yeah, they said the F word. Even though I know they didn't say it.
But at the end of the day, you still made it.
Yeah, I still made the first time show.
Right.
The second time I performed, that's the thing, when it comes to performing, I didn't perform like the way I perform now. Now I can perform more often. Because at that time, you understand, I stay in Grand Prairie, so.
How was it like when you first performed?
Yeah, that was my first, talent show was like, was that my first? I would say that was my first official performance, like at a show. At a talent show.
Some pictures.
And I did the second time I performed, it was like my senior year. I would say it had to be my senior year of high school. Like the last week, it was like the last week. I performed with like, they had a band, one of the students, they had a band, and they played one time. And I remember I got up there and rapped. Like I literally walked up on a set, got up there and rapped. I wasn't a part of the band, or it wasn't a part of the act. I just walked up there like crashed, they said.
What?
And just start rapping?
This is not playing. You just said, you know what? I'm just gonna go up here.
Yeah, cause my homie was like, he was like, you should go up. They should let you rap up there. And I was like, I started thinking like, yo, I'm like this. I'm starting thinking like, this is the comic book side of me. I was like, I'm Buddha Chambers, you know? Like, you know, the Wu-Tang dude, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I have to say, that's pretty gutsy for you to, in high school, regardless of what grade, for you just to say, I'm gonna go up here and rap.
Yeah, really? I was like, I'm Buddha Chambers, you know, I can go up there. But it was like I waited for them to finish the song, and I was like, play the beat again. And I rapped to their beat. And then they was like the singer of the band, you know, the homie, he was like, say another round.
Okay, they wanted more.
He was like, do another one.
Damn.
Then one more, then he did one.
Right.
And then, yeah, that was the last week of school. And then they had a talent show on my last day. On the very last day I performed. And this was like the day before I'm graduating.
Right.
So yeah, I performed at school. It was just that I wish it was just that the way, because now we got open mics, right? All these open mics. We didn't have all these open mics at the time.
Absolutely not.
So I couldn't see myself going to open mic because they didn't have one. I didn't start going to open mics until after high school. And that's because I was one of the hosts, and me and some other people we had our own thing, the open mic. And I was DJing for them. And then I did my own set. Like that was my first time doing open mics and stuff like that.
Right.
And but yeah, I chose, that was the main reason I chose media tech, but it just came to a point where it was like, it's like we taking all these tests, you know, and it was, you know, a lot of times, there's times we might forget why we are somewhere. And you like why you chose a career in the first place.
Right.
And what you wanted to do.
Right.
And it's like you can't really tell you feel like you can't really tell your parents like, hey, this is why I'm here. Because they don't really understand. So it's kind of like a superhero thing for me because not many people understood where I was going with it.
Right.
But it's, yeah. But yeah, AC, just in case you're wondering, this stemmed from a question that Lil Chris asked me. He was like, do I see myself rapping like full time? And I was just saying that, to be honest, I don't really see myself doing it full time, but I see myself having a career that's gonna allow me that's gonna have the leverage to do that.
So like, you're not trying to be like no rapper, like, okay, you got like, even they got like a whole culture of like battle rap.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of them, they don't go into the studio and make raps, they like strictly battle rappers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what else could you do with rap that doesn't necessarily involve you recording on the track? You got DJing, you got, you feel me, just live
You can do
performing,
something different.
live performing and stuff like that.
You see, we are starving for something different.
Big facts.
It's time for something different.
Yeah, it's time for something different. And it's more like you gotta, and I think another thing that I struggle with growing up is, because I knew my mom, she didn't really want me to rap like that. But it was a thing that she had me
To
do.
rap like what?
Huh? Like she didn't want me to, she actually didn't want me to rap. I think it's because she,
Period?
yeah, like I remember she said something like, and my mom supported me a lot of things, you know. But it was just that when it came to rapping, I remember it's this thing I can't get out of my head. Like I remember one time she was like, "Paint your calling." But she literally screamed out from downstairs.
You see,
Like I was freestyling.
that's the thing about quote unquote rapping.
Mm-hmm.
Rapping is words.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we tend to categorize rapping for, it's actually being stereotyped now.
Yeah.
You know, rapping is supposed to be whatever it may be. It's really supposed to be a type of poetry type of thing.
Yeah, it is poetry.
So we're not supposed to be locked into
Mhm.
a certain type, quote unquote, what a lot of people define as rap.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like, if you
Rap
ask
is
a,
words.
if you
It's
ask,
words.
you ask a white person, like,
Want to be
oh,
a rapper looking at?
if you ask a white person, like, oh, act like a rapper, they gonna do something like, something stupid, like, it'd be something
Some
like,
ignorant shit.
yeah, so it's like, it's almost like a stigma when being called a rapper, like, I don't,
That's why it's
prefer the
artist.
term, yeah, that's what I was gonna say, I prefer the term artist, cause it's like, even if you could go beyond rap, and I would like, so it's like you're not really putting yourself in a box. And like at a point in time, it's like you could just be just like strictly rapper type stuff.
That's what we're
But I
waiting
feel
for.
like yeah, the lines is blending now. Like you don't have to stick, and even just like with the access, of, like being able to drop music and stuff the way that we can now, not having to be, you don't have to be on label to necessarily get this song. It's still just as difficult to like get a song to blow up like how you would through a label, but it's still like more opportunity. Yeah.
I think right now there's a
More
little
ways
bit of censorship going on.
Yeah, even yeah.
Oh yeah, the cancel culture and all that.
Well,
Yeah, not even necessarily that. It's just like
Yeah.
yeah. To be
But
honest,
that
I
goes
mean,
back to what I said before.
Yeah.
If you can
Merge the old.
develop
You gotta be a glisten that makes it for it to work.
classic hit,
Yeah.
classic. Now, it's certain characteristics when you're talking about classic. In order for you to know what defines classic, you have to study music from where it began. You understand what I'm saying? So you'll know what defines classic. But when you have a classic hit, you break all boundaries. You will break the internet. You will break censorship. There's no way, because when the way it used to be, that they would simply play a song on the radio, right? And people would call in and say, "Hey,
I want to play it.
I want to hear. I'll play that again." I really like. We got out of our chairs. We started dancing. We started doing this. We started singing.
Yeah.
You see, that's been taken away.
Oh yeah, they definitely.
But it used to be that way, that your song truly, if it had, and when it becomes classic, that means it appeals across, across the genres.
Yeah. I mean,
See,
but the way that we
So
interact with music
that
is
type of
different.
song cannot be censored. Do you understand what I'm saying? That type of song cannot be censored because people will like it. They're gonna find a way to Google it. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's like we interact with music differently than even like 10 years ago. Like
Right.
CDs, don't nobody really listen to CDs anymore.
Yeah, the vinyl.
Vinyl, like it's coming back in like style, but it's not really necessarily like you finna blow up off of vinyl.
And people don't understand like the vibration of vinyl. Because the analog is more powerful than digital. Because analog is, without analog, you won't have digital. But I think the problem is it's over digitized to the point where you're copying digital. It's like you have analog up here and you have the digital. You have digital and digital and digital. But it's like the digital is losing that vibration because it's away from the source. So that's how I feel about music. Like that's why I love live instrumentation. Like when I make beats, I like to have like the bass. I have this thing that I have this plug-in that I use where it's live instruments, like live bass, live guitar, and I like to feel that bass underneath my feet. Feel that bass underneath.
Something organic.
Yeah, something real.
That's organic. I'm just trying to figure out how, as an artist, do you make it today? How do you make? Is it just like playing a lottery or something?
I mean,
it might as well be like playing a lottery.
Yeah,
because
you just gotta have connects. You gotta have the right connects. You gotta do things. You gotta work in a way to where.
But is there not a way to step outside of
it's really
that
even
realm
about
and go
the
and
music
do
anymore,
something
though.
different so that people can hear you?
Social media, but then it is censored at the same time. But
What can you do today that's different than what they?
This song is fire.
Than what they what? How can you step outside of what they're using as the How can you step outside of the industry basically and do your own thing and still reach people?
Now that's
The
why I feel like
industry is controlling it. How can you step outside of that control?
I think you got to create your own fan base and your own team. Like
you got fan base, but like now it's like you almost.
You have to have a whole movement.
You gotta create your own platform.
It has to be a movement. You know how like Young Nation, when they was dancing and everybody was dancing, and now everybody dancing. And you see.
It's like they kind of
They started that. It's like a movement. It has to be.
So
but it's like you gotta be doing something.
But then you got these other ones. You got these other people that like Ice Spice. Like they blow up fast. Like
And she's not developed like that.
Yeah.
She's an easy sell. Like
it's a
she's
popularity
marketable.
contest.
Like
Yeah.
For today's music, she's marketable.
It's a popularity contest.
Not facts. It's not about the music.
Yeah, it's more about the image. Yeah.
Like, and then I feel like
I
it
think
has
it's
to
the
be
image,
something
bro.
that's got to change the music.
It's a machine behind it pushing. Like, it's the image.
Yeah, it had to do something.
It's
It
the
had
image
something.
and like.
It has something to do with Drake following her or something like.
No, it was
Ain't
like
that
they
how she
boosted
grew
that. Like it was like that added to the
Like
cloud.
a certain, like they draw people to like a certain. You know what I'm saying? It's about, you have to have that something that draws people.
Now see, this brings me back
A
to
group of people.
like
And a lot of people like that type of music.
your energy.
Exactly. Doesn't
You know,
it?
if you have a
Easy
strong
to sell.
energy, like there are some people who are born. But it's not even just the born thing. There's a lot of people who are born to do it, especially if you are melanated. Because soul music started with melanated people. It is not, you know, there's nowhere in history can you find that soul music is definitely a melanated type of, you know, groove. And I do think that there's there's so much like that. The element of soul is like how music evolved, and in so many genres, it's like broken off into its own little genres. But really, a lot of the foundation is soul music, where it started. You know, so I just think that if you could figure out like how it was
Yeah,
in
almost
the 60s
gotta be
and
like.
the 70s. Like I know we have technology now, but how can you break the mold of technology? And I think that the strength of the soul music will still come through and sell. But you've got to actually figure out how to get it to the people,
Right.
even though
It's
you're
just
being
like
censored. So how do you
people-
do that?
And then the way that we consume content is like we doing it quicker too. So it's like people not giving stuff the time to digest it. If you have a CD, you gonna hop in a car and that might gonna be playing like from where you left off. But now it's like you can pick whatever you want, a song you want to pick from you pull off type stuff. So it's like
It's
you
too
not-
accessible.
You said what?
It's too accessible.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like the accessibility of it. It's like
So it takes the excitement away.
yeah.
People's
It's like.
attention span is low.
At first, it's like you was just accessible to the music. Even you wasn't probably gonna be accessible to the artist. Now it's like with social media, you're accessible to the artist and their music at any time, like that they, if anything, that they have released type stuff. So right now, I feel like it's like more about accessibility than popularity. But it's like now, it's like it gotta be something to where like you just gotta. Really just going to your own lane, like something that, like,
Right.
you feel me?
Create your own
You
niche.
ain't even got words for it yet, type stuff. Like, rap at one point in time was not even a word, so to speak. Any genre of music. So it's like, you're just seeing the impact of hip hop and what it's done, like, even politically, like, the impact it's played and just, like, how it moves the culture. It's like.
But you know, maybe it's time to go back to, you know, like when these groups were first starting, what did they do? They had to work really hard. They had to go play at popular nightclubs, so maybe sometimes.
But now it's like nightclubs is not really a thing. Like, I mean, it's like people go to nightclubs, but like people not there to dance. They're there to get sections and make sure they get bottle girls to come with the sparklers and
Right, well, you wouldn't do nightclubs anymore because nightclubs.
yeah, it's
But
a different scene.
what if you did like something like what we're doing?
Yeah, it's
Like this might could catch like where you
Actually
can.
recorded.
yeah,
Because this is more underground.
right.
So
I mean,
kind of like
even
say
without
for
the
instance, what if you
recording
went on a
part,
tour where you were literally doing, you would choose certain homes to have house parties.
right?
That's kind of happening, you know, like people like when Beyonce, she just did it was her birthday party. It was called, what did it called, Renaissance or some shit.
Oh, I didn't know it was her.
She's going on tour.
Birthday.
But what I'm saying is a lot of people came out to see that, but it was celebrities that came out. But it wasn't. It was held at her. She called it the Renaissance or something.
Yeah.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, you might be able to, instead of doing your typical nightclub, it's time to change that. Because
It gotta be like
that's old.
Like I don't know. That's on like words. Like like you said, rap is words. And it's like every word is made up. There's even the word neology is the definition of it is like using a word differently than its original meaning or making up a new word. So it's like you have a word to use to make up a word. So it's like you can make anything. In the beginning was the word.
Wow.
Yeah, I wanna continue what I was saying. Like, my mom, it was like she didn't want me to rap. I think it's cause at the time, I don't know why. I think it was cause the stuff you see. I think she thought I wanted to be like with 50 Cent
Gangster rap.
and be in the spotlight like that. Maybe that's why. But the thing was, she would tell me, you know, you could do this and rap. And I had no problem with doing multiple things.
Right.
I think my problem was I was good at multiple things. I was doing acting over here. I'm doing,
Hey, the album was hard.
you know, I'm singing in the choir, church, and all that. But that's something I had to do. You know, I'm trying to do this rap and trying to figure this out. But I think the problem was I never learned how to.
I'll put my all into
It's like you got all these talents.
Right.
And it's kind of like you're doing a lot of things, but
The amount that you put out, like
you're not really. It's like dribbling the basketball. It's kind of like look at like you doing Allen Iverson moves. There's no basketball goal, so you don't have no goal to go
Right.
to.
You right.
You never really.
What's your end?
Yeah, you never really thought. What do I truly?
We still gotta drop the song too, but I just don't know like what to do with it. You know what I mean? I don't know like
Sat
what
down and
to.
chose one
how to,
thing
like-
and put your energy into that one thing.
At least
Oh, I think I'm overthinking.
And then maybe
it,
if you wanted to do something
I'm overthinking
else,
it.
like video or something.
you know, you ain't really
right?
gotta.
Yeah.
They after you
Nah,
master
that
this,
ain't much sense.
after you feel like you've done enough of this, you can go to the next thing.
Right.
So it was just that I feel like I still got a lot of talents doing a lot of stuff, but it was
Send me
like
your
I'm
email.
doing this,
Send me an email.
like yeah,
Next time I get on
cook this, I
computer,
just did this,
I'll
that,
send it.
but it's more like where am I going? So I never really thought about where am I going and how I'm going to actually get there. It's more like
I'm tripping.
I'm actually working on
it's
the
like
EP.
this.
For
Just
sure.
because you got superpowers
what's
don't mean you're gonna be
Oh,
no
this?
superhero.
Yeah, no, you can leave it there.
Or
I just
super-
Now,
forgot
that,
it was right there.
now that is something for you to really recognize because you have superpowers, but that's what the fuck up thing is about. We've had these superpowers for so long, but we don't know how to fucking use them. This is the thing. You gotta know how to use your super. You gotta use it the right way at the right time. Or what the fuck are you a superhero for? This is the thing. This is so important. You know, you're touching up on something that's just really fucking real. This is consciousness.
Yeah.
Repeat what you said. What'd you say?
I said just because you have superpowers
Right.
does not mean you're gonna be a supervillain or a superhero. You still
There
gotta
you
make
go.
a decision. It's
This
all
is-
real.
Wait a minute. This is such a big deal. Let me tell you, this is such a big deal. Because if you don't even know that you don't know that you have fucking superhero powers.
But it's
Some
even-
people don't even know that they have these fucking powers. This is
Yeah.
this is really a detriment.
But there's also people that know they got. Yeah, that's mine.
But
There's
they don't
people
know
that-
how they don't know how to use them.
Yeah, it's like they know they have superpowers,
Right.
but they don't have no intentions of being a superhero. They just want to know how to control their superpower, or just to they want to live a regular life, not a superhero life or a supervillain life.
No,
Like,
that's
there's-
like
there's-
the coin.
There's
The biggest
super,
fear is
They want to be
There's
in the
super-
matrix.
Huh?
They want to live in the matrix and have steak and have all of these things.
Not necessarily that.
But
I'm
a
gonna say-
superhero is sent here to save.
No, it's like they don't want to take the responsibility of the burden that being a superhero has.
That's right.
Yeah, like it's like when you
Right.
see like there's comic books I read where you might have a character who don't want to be a superhero, but he's still being manipulated by other people,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and he